All right, finally got another video started. Should be finished tonight. It is, I think it's Thursday. It's a little tough to see, trying to get this to focus, but I got a nice big batch of fry from the red lace snakeskins, the ATFG ones, and they're doing pretty well. And see if I can get these guys on here. I don't have any fry out of them yet. I also can't see them. Oh, there they go. It's a full black Moscow and a black panda female. She's very chunky, so there really should have been fry in here by now. She turns to the side, you can see she's very gravid. Not sure why it's taken so long. And my apologies for not getting the video up for about the last 10 days. I've kind of been MIA, just having issues sleeping. I guess the things that everybody else went through during the shutdowns starting to get to me now. I go to bed at like 2 a.m. I wake up at 6 because I used to have to wake up then to get the train to go to work, and then I fall asleep once during the day, and then I put on a baseball game at night and fall asleep for like 3 hours. So, all in all, I'm getting 8 hours sleep, but it's so screwed up that I'm not getting the fish tank work done or videos or anything. But anyway, you can see after all that blabbing, she did turn to the side, and the back of the stomach is squaring off. So there will be some fry in here pretty soon, hopefully, as he says again. All right, let me get to some other stuff in here. And I guess I can kind of admit it looks like I was wrong on the first fry I got from the cross of the yellow deltas and the Pingus males. See if I can find, there we go. They're not looking like anything to do with the cross. All right, can't get them on here. It just looks like a yellow delta, so I think I was wrong. But the next batch of fry is in here, and they're all gray bodied. There's quite a few in there if we can find them. There we go. They definitely don't look like yellow deltas, so what I will end up doing is I'm going to be taking out the 3 yellow delta females, the 2 Pingus males, and these 2 fry. It's 2 or 3. And they're starting to look like females anyway. Boy, I'm sorry, I can't get this to focus for some reason. Alright, I think we got it there. So those 2 are actually looking like yellow delta females at this point. But they still could develop into a male. But for now, I'm going to take all those adult fish and those 2 or 3 fry and move them into a 5.5. And I'm going to leave all these fry in here, which is a 2.5, and should get to see some color development in about a month. But you can definitely see that they're gray bodied. Be a little easier if I could get this to focus. The light's kind of hitting them, making it look like they're not gray bodied, but they are gray bodied. So anyhow, so that's what's going on with that cross. And let me get to a couple other things. These are the females from the cross of Half Black Pastel and red lace snakeskin. So I think I got about 14 of them, and I got 7 males. Why does King Kong have such big nostrils? Because he has such big fingers. Big fingers. Oh, God, that's awful. That's like a joke you hear in elementary school. Alright, trying to focus on these guys. You can see they have the attributes of the Half Black Pastel, but because of the cross, they also got the spots in the tail. But the interesting thing is, like this one here, and there's a couple others like that one. They have a yellow tail with some black spotting. So I'm going to do two different 5.5 gallon tanks of, it's going to be these 2 or 3 females that have the yellow tail with the black spots, and I'll get to the males next, and then I'll select 2 or 3 females that have the pastel colored or white colored tail with the black dots. Now, if I'm not seeing things, I think there's also a little bit of red at the base of the bottom part of the tail, but I could be wrong. What the heck, I'm wrong frequently. But these are interesting, and it worked out pretty nicely. And it's still a work in progress, like I've said a number of times with these. And let me get to the males. Now I have 2 options with the males. Now the first thing that's a problem I can point out, or 2 problems, is I got some splits in the back of the tail, the edge of the tail. That's it's not from being bitten or nipped, or which is the same thing, or anything else. That's from genetics, I guess. So I really shouldn't select the ones with the tails that aren't like complete. But the problem is those are the ones that have a lot of the red in their tail. So with the pastel looking females with the spotting, I'm going to select this male. Once again, I'm disappointed there's no spots in the dorsal. This male, even though he's got I don't want to say chunks out of the tail, but the tail's just not fully formed. And now all the males seem to have a little bit of red mixed in. So I'm just going to select it. There's 2 males that don't have as much, which I think is that one and one other one, and this guy. So I'm going to select those 2 to go with the females that had what am I selecting? The ones that had just the white or the pastel. These. And this one is going to get the ones with the red. I really don't want to mix that, but I don't have too much of a choice because I didn't get any males that are just like a yellow. But these are definitely cool looking, and I'll keep working on this. I think, it's going to take 2 or 3 generations to get somewhere, but this is an excellent first drop of fry. And so you can see they have the saddle area has, which is the front of the body basically. These guys don't hold still at all. Has more of the half black pastel attributes. So the females were the half black pastels from a line that I discontinued because I wanted to work on this instead. So yeah, we'll see. But it's kind of cool. I definitely like the ones like this one. That's one of the best looking males actually. As 3 more get in the way, but I mean this one right here, because he actually has a little bit of hint of a red in the dorsal. Now, like I said before, these are just going to be a line that I'm working on, I'm going to mess with, and eventually sell. And same thing with the Pingus Yellow Delta Cross. They're really not for anything else. So, yeah, cool stuff. Now, I did have a couple other things I'm going to show, and I'll probably film another video tonight or tomorrow. So I should have one up tomorrow or the next day. And once again, I think I have my sleeping under control. Today there's been no nap at night. Also, there's no Phillies game to put me to sleep. So it could be related. I'm sure it's related. Before the crowbar was invented, crows simply drank at home. Ba-dum-bum. God, that's awful. That was on somebody's Facebook page. I forget who. But I thought it was pretty funny. So anyway, that's these guys. That's the females that go with it, with them. They're all filling out pretty nicely. And this is the Pingu Yellow Delta Cross. And there are a ton of fry up there. It's just harder to get them on. I think you can get an idea now of how many fry are in there. There's also some at the bottom somewhere, and some in the plants, which are a thin leaf water sprite. But that's a good sign. Their bellies are pink from eating the live baby brine shrimp. I also was able to correct the problem I was having with the limited hatches of the baby brine shrimp by replacing that nozzle at the bottom of the shrimp hatcher. One thing I will say, because even though we're almost back to normal with most things being on store shelves again, a lot of products, especially for the aquarium market, I'm finding are still out of stock. And I don't know what's going on. I try to pre-order everything I need to make the foods that I sell, and then the stuff that I use for my everyday stuff in the fish room, you know, keeping the hatcheries going, the brine shrimp eggs, all that stuff. I would just, you know, not to recommend or make anybody think you should have a run on things, but if you have stuff that you normally use, you should check around, see what the stock seems like, and you may want to buy some extras, because I just am finding that some things are still really hard to come up with. And I have to go to a Home Depot or Lowe's, see if I can grab some more of those nozzles. I'm sure they'll have them. But one of the places that sells the brine shrimp hatchers is actually selling the hatchers, the 2-liter ones, cone-shaped, without the nozzle at the bottom, which means you just have a hole at the bottom and you can't use it. So it just simply said nozzles are out of stock, which is really weird. Now the brine shrimp eggs, if you hatch brine shrimp, really hasn't been a problem with that. The price hasn't gone up for a couple of years, and there's a good amount available. I just bought a couple of more 15-ounce cans, and I've been buying them from American Brine Shrimp, which is their website, AmericanBrineShrimp.com. I used to get it from Brine Shrimp Direct, but I wasn't happy with the last group of, well, basically the last can of eggs and the last, I tried something, the shellless eggs that are hatchable, and they didn't hatch. They're probably defective. I sent them an email, customer service, asking for help, and I got no answer. So that's pleasant. And that's pretty much how it goes nowadays with customer service for most places. So anyway, appreciate you watching and letting me ramble, and I'll be back on track with getting videos done. And thank you very much, and have a good one.